and his strength is he says things that people think. He has no filter. And people find that refreshing when most of the time politicians come out with their poll-tested speeches, their bromides, their cliches, and they bore you to tears.
Okay,
we have a lot of bored you to tears.
You know, a lot of women who like this show and support Trump, as they call us. I would love to hear from women, and I'd love to hear what they have to say. We'll take calls throughout the morning, you know, but I'd love to hear from women. What do they think? When they hear, and they see the President of the United States publicly calls a woman horseface.
He's calling that okay? The porn star.
I know, so that's she's earning an honest living. You're just a news writer for the Post.
She's earning an honest living by trying to go after the president with some trumped-up charges that were just dismissed, so she can capitalize.
So it's okay.
So her motives are hardly pure, Len.
So it's okay to call you gerbil face. Hey, you're just a writer for the Post.
Gerbil face? Is that? Do I look like a gerbil?
I don't know what you don't look like a horse. I don't know what face. That must be something.
Gerbil face? I've never been called.
Donkey face, yeah. Here, huh?
Yeah, this is interesting. So I've always been a little skeptical, a little suspicious of Cy Vance. No one ever runs against him. He sort of has this job as the Manhattan District Attorney for life. But it turns out now the FBI is looking into what happens when he's supposedly investigating high-profile cases, but then the lawyers working on these cases, they give him campaign contributions, and the case goes away. Now, the famous one is in 2015, he was investigating allegations against Harvey Weinstein, all right? But he then dropped that investigation, and Weinstein's lawyer gave him $24,000, and another attorney working for Weinstein sent him $10,000 for his campaign contribution. Now, here's something that you will like. He also, at one point, Vance was investigating Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump Jr. Remember, they were involved in Soho Hotel, and investors said they were lied to about the number of condominiums that had been sold there. Well, Vance was looking into that, and then he dropped that case, and it emerged that their lawyer, the Trump's lawyer, gave him $25,000 donation, and another time $32,000 in a donation. So there's something that is not quite right here. And I think Cy Vance is out there with his hands open, bit of a bag man here, and it does appear, now we don't have any confirmation of this, the FBI is investigating, but if Cy Vance is going after you, have your lawyer make him a campaign contribution, and suddenly he's off the case.
Yeah.
I think this guy would be defeated if somebody ran against him, and I bet he's going to resign.
Weren't they also looking into Trump charities at one time, the Trump Foundation? Was that Vance's office? Or was that the Southern District? Maybe
I think that was the Southern District.
All right, Maggie in New Jersey. So, Maggie, it's just fine and dandy that the president refers to a woman as horseface, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what the comment that I would like to make? I've been listening to WOR for a long, long time, and I listen to current events. I've been listening to the news for a long time. There's a loss of civility in the world and in this country. And someone like President Trump comes along and, you know, he has no filter. What does his young son is what, 12 or 11 or something? What are his rules going forward? That there are no rules? You know, things are just a mess.
I have a feeling, Maggie, that Melania shields her Barron from a lot of the stuff that her husband does.
She can't shield him. Maybe she could shield him while he's in the confines of their apartment or their house.
Maggie, I don't know what the age is of school kids who would be aware of this story. I don't think a kid in the 4th grade would know that this is going on, but maybe a kid in junior high. I wonder what they say or what they think or what they discuss. I really do.
As soon as that child goes out to school, wherever he goes to school, he's going to know about it. Because news and media is everywhere. It's 24/7. What I'm saying is that President Trump is a leader, and he has no filter. That's really dangerous. That's really dangerous.
I agree with you, but the people who support him don't. Thanks, Maggie. Appreciate the call.
Well, I'll tell you that my son, who's in middle school, is aware of the story.
Yeah.
But if he said that about a classmate, a female classmate, he would be brought into the principal's office and he would be subjected to harassment issues at school.
He would be accused of harassment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, there's no doubt about it. Absolutely. There's no tolerance for that, for name calling.
Except in the Oval Office with right-wing Republicans, then it's just fine and dandy.
Except around here.
It kind of goes both ways these days. I think everybody. Yeah.
And by the way, Pocahontas there, Elizabeth Warren, she's going right after Trump. She gives as good as she gets. She's going down in the gutter. So don't tell me that the Democrats are so high-minded, loony Lenny.
Right, and then, well, not that I would expect Stormy Daniels to take the high road, but she didn't either.
She did not take the high road.
Nope.
But he's the
These guys grabbed on the pole and won't let go.
He is the president. People always take shots at the president from all angles. But he's well, Maggie hit it on the head. He has to set some kind of standard, doesn't he, as the president of the United States? No. It's okay because he's unfiltered and it's Donald Trump being Donald Trump, so it's just okay.
He has
a total pass.
He has a different approach to debate.
Oh, is that
They
true?
hit him, he hits back.
It's a different approach to debate.
Quite a different approach. All right, so we'll take your calls too. And I particularly want to hear from women, and I want to hear from the women who support him because we get a lot of calls like that from women who do support Donald Trump. And listen, this is a conservative radio station.
1-800-321-0710.
We'll talk to you throughout the morning. Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So Mega is $868 million Friday, an all-time record. Here's the question. Is it larger, oh, don't peek, is it larger than the GNP, gross national product, of many countries in the world? 868 million. Think about that, and we shall discuss. Plus, we got some extra cash. No, not as much as Mega, but you can win $1,000 at 7:05 right here on 710 WOR. Right now, let's check out the traffic. Here's Bernie Viter.
Glenn and Michael in Brewster on 84 eastbound. We still this overturn, tractor trailer into 684. That is exit 60. Only the shoulder is getting by. Look out for some delays into that point. Problems on the cross Bronx in both directions. Traveling eastbound by Webster Avenue. Stalled vehicle takes out the left-hand lane. Your jam coming across the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. And westbound by the Sheridan, a collision along the right side of the roadway. On the BQE, traveling westbound into the LIE. Stalled vehicle still there, blocks the lane. Cross island northbound by Northern Boulevard, a collision. And in Nassau County, the LIE westbound is a crawl from Sunnyside Boulevard into exit 41. Crash blocks 2 lanes. This report is sponsored by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. While beautiful to behold, the all-new 2019 Mercedes-Benz C-Class is built to be driven. Choose from 5 driving modes to fit the mood you're in and the road you're on. Go to MBUSA.com or visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer to schedule your test drive today. Our next traffic update is coming up in 15 minutes. Now let's take a look at the WOR Weather Channel forecast.
Skies clear this morning. We'll see a few clouds come in as we go through the day. 59 degrees this afternoon. A west breeze will start to kick up. That's a cold front. That'll drop us to near 40 in the city overnight tonight. 30 summer. Frost and freeze watches up well west and north. Sunshine tomorrow, a little bit chilly, 47. Currently 48 at WOR. I'm meteorologist Ray Station. Now here's Joe with the check of today's top stories.
Ray, an Uber driver has been arrested for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a passenger. The FBI taking a look at the decisions of Manhattan DA Cy Vance when it comes to high-profile cases and new information about the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Details at 7 on 710 WOR.
Mark Simone. Graham and the president played golf. I don't know who would cheat more in that round of golf. I don't know whose scorecard I would trust less.
Mr. New York, Mark Simone.
He's always a headline ahead.
Here's Bill News, 710 WOR.
Attention investors, diversify to real estate for returns of 20% with monthly payouts. Tax advantage.
Be surprising to find a couple spots that are down right around the freezing or slightly below that freezing.
This has been the status quo for too long. It is unacceptable and it must change. Chancellor Carranza, though I've only been here for 6 months, I guarantee you we are going to get to the root cause and we are going to fix this system. The city has set up a new Twitter account to communicate school bus issues. It's at NYC School Buses. After just 4 days in office, the interim director of USA Gymnastics has stepped down amid new controversy stemming from the Dr. Larry Nassar sex abuse scandal. Former Congresswoman Mary Bono took the job Friday and was immediately criticized by Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles over a September tweet where Bono was seen blacking out the Nike swoosh on a pair of her shoes, a protest to the Colin Kaepernick ad. On Monday, Bono was blasted by Olympian Aly Raisman for Bono's employment by a law firm that provided excuses for Dr. Larry Nassar's absence from gymnastics events in 2015. The resignation leaves USA Gymnastics without a CEO. The Tokyo Olympics are just 20 months away. Brian Burrow, Wings News Time 6:51. Karen Stewart in the Ram Truck Traffic Center. That's right, Bridget. We're going to begin with a look at what we see on Long Island Big 3. We go first over to Sutton State. Westbound delays, they're pretty heavy from the Meadowbrook now out to exit 17. The westbound LIE is still working on this accident at exit 41. The right center lanes are blocked there. The westbound LIE delays go back to Old Country Road. The Northern State westbound, that's pretty slammed too. It's exit 40 now into exit 35. Now the LIRR is doing well. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. It's about 40 in at the GW, 30 in at the Holland and the Lincoln Tunnel, and the Bronx is in all sorts of trouble here. On the Cross Bronx, we've got an accident both ways near each other. On the westbound side near the Sheridan, and on the eastbound side near 3rd Avenue, they're actually disabled vehicles now that I check things out here, and we've got heavy delays both ways. Westbound into 3rd, it goes back to the Berkner Interchange, and eastbound, it goes out to 3rd Avenue before 95 lightens up for you. So it's a tough go, often on the GW Bridge traveling across Bronx. Now the Bruckner isn't having an easy go of it either. We are slammed westbound from the interchange pretty much all the way down to 135th Street. Traffic is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. I'm Karen Stewart. Our next report is 7:01 on 1010 Wings.
Maimonides physicians were among the first in New York to use robotic surgery for prostate cancer. And with advanced fusion biopsy and MRI imaging, Maimonides diagnoses and treats prostate cancer with unmatched precision. For better outcomes, choose Maimonides.
And now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast, sponsored by Summit Medical Group. Here's Chief Meteorologist Elliot Abrams.
Visual and sunshine this morning, then an increase in cloudiness this afternoon. It'll also be windy. There could be a shower in a couple of spots, especially in the Jersey and Hudson Valley suburbs this afternoon as the cold front arrives. High near 60, winds will gust to 35 miles per hour this afternoon. And then it'll turn colder overnight, going down to near freezing in some inland suburbs and about 39 degrees in Midtown. But it's going to feel like the 20s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, windy and feeling chilly all day. Clouds and sunshine, high 49 degrees. But then more pleasant Friday, mostly sunny, high 56. Saturday, rather cloudy, milder, a shower or two, especially early in the day, high 62, quite a bit colder Saturday night and Sunday morning. Early 48 and partly cloudy, relative humidity of 70%, winds out of the southwest and 10, going up to near or just past 60 Midtown today. I'm Weather Meteorologist Elliot Abrams on New York's weather station, 1010 Wind.
Winds news time 6:53 just days after Governor Phil Murphy ordered an investigation into how sexual assault.
Raleigh Motor Company, driving Long Island since 1958. Prices exclude tax, tags, and fees. Call rebates and incentives to dealers. Not all will qualify. See dealer for complete details. Offers expire 10/31/18.
Live from New York City
Len Berman and Michael Riedel in the morning.
on 710 WOR.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the women are calling us, Len. They want to weigh in on if it is appropriate or inappropriate for Donald Trump to call Stormy Daniels horse face. Let's hear from Tracy in Montville, New Jersey. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Tracy?
So Len.
Yeah.
Good morning. Question, Len. How would you? What is the if the horse face comment was made to a man? Would you make such a big deal?
Probably
I
not.
mean, I've called a man horse face because that's the way his face looked, and it wasn't a big deal.
But that's not the issue. Is this the President of the United States? Public discourse on his official Twitter feed. That's the issue. But no, I don't. To answer your question, I don't think calling a man that kind of name is not the same thing as calling a woman.
So then why are you making a big deal?
I said it's the President of the United States. What part are you getting?
Tracy, he's hung up on this thing that the Oval Office should be elevating to Donald Trump. Come on.
Amazing, Len. You know something? You gotta understand that this is the United States of America. We can call people out on situations that need to be called out on, and you know what? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Just turn it to the Oval gutter. I'm sure. Just do.
No, he's not in the gutter. He is straightforward, and that's exactly what I like about him.
He's a tough, you know what he is, Tracy? He's a tough New York street fighter. It's about time we have a tough New York street fighter in the Oval Office. All right, thank you,
Thanks,
Tracy.
Tracy.
Let's go to Gene in Manchester Township, New Jersey. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good, good.
Okay. If that is the worst thing that she's called in her life, she should be happy.
You two are missing the point, guys.
No, I'm not missing the point. That man, the president, and his entire family has been dragged into the gutter
Yeah. Oh, really?
for over 2 years.
You're
Yes.
not responsible for any of it.
not in the beginning, no.
Oh, really?
All he did was announce he was going to be president, and from that second on.
Oh, he's been called a fascist, he's been called a Nazi, he's been called all those things.
Also, Lynn, why is it okay for her to go on CNN and discuss his penis?
Yes, because she's not the president of the United States.
You have
He
to
from
be
day
able to...
one has denigrated Mexicans, he's denigrated S-hole countries. Come on, I can go on and on and on. You're just blinded because you love
No, I'm
this
not
guy.
blinded.
He can do no wrong.
No, I am not blinded. I'm almost 65 years old. I have seen the best and worst of this country. I am not blinded. Not in the least.
Everything he does, hook, line, and sinker.
No, absolutely not. I do not. No, I do not. Not at all.
Do you think Stormy Daniels looks like a horse? I think he's got a
Yes, I
horse.
do. He's not attractive, no.
Yeah.
There's a lot of porn stars that are really attractive.
Absolutely.
She
That's
is
not
not.
the
Maybe
point.
in younger years she was.
All right, Gene.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you.
All right, I asked you this question. So Mega is worth $868 million. Is that the right number?
Yes, $868 million.
For this coming Friday. So I have here in front of me the GNPs of all the countries of the world. Is that larger than some small countries?
I bet it is.
Okay, let me give you a country and you tell me.
All right.
Is it larger than Monaco?
No.
No.
Yes, Monaco's very rich.
Is it larger than Bhutan?
Yes.
Is it larger than Djibouti?
Yes.
You're good.
I know my Djibouti.
Okay, is it larger than Gibraltar?
No.
But no, it's amazing. There's all these countries of the world whose GNP is less than 868 million. The one that's closest is Eritrea, Djibouti, Bhutan, St. Lucia, Maldives, Guyana, East Timor, Burundi, Seychelles, every single one of those I mentioned. Gibraltar, American Samoa. There are some countries I've never heard of. France, well, let's say Kitts and Nevis, which is much smaller. British Virgin Islands, much smaller. Micronesia, well, here's the smallest country. You ever heard of this country? What? Tokelau.
Tokelau? Yes, it's the smallest country in the world.
You never heard of this country. You ever heard of this? Niue? What the hell country is that?
I set foot in Tokelau.
All the and how about Tuvalu?
No, I've not been to Tuvalu.
I thought that was in Mississippi. Is that where Elvis is from?
Tuvalu. No, I've not been to Tuvalu. No, I've not been. But if I win the $168 million, I will make a tour of the smallest countries in the world. You can buy one.
By the way, we do a bonus segment every single day that we post on the website. I thought we did a particularly good one yesterday. It was about what?
Well, this is an interesting topic that you can go listen to on the website, 710WOR.com/LenonMichael. It's about the mid-Holocaust survivor. In Israel, every year they crown someone who was a Holocaust survivor, mid-Holocaust survivor. It's a little strange, and we've debated if that's appropriate or not, but...
How old was the winner? She looked lovely.
93.
And I suggested, I thought the swimsuit competition was totally inappropriate for the 93-year-old woman. But anyway, she looked like a lovely lady, and it brings a little sunshine to their lives.
Exactly.
That was fine with me. So at 93, she was the winner.
All right, coming up when we come back, Representative Peter King is going to be here. We're going to ask him, what are we going to do about the Saudis? He's got some thoughts on that. And your next chance to win $1,000 is coming up after the news. It is 7 o'clock.
Thanks to you, we're New York's most listened to talk station.
Nielsen rated #1, 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
An iHeartRadio station.
48 degrees at 7 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Joe Bartlett, an Uber driver facing charges of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a passenger who wanted to go to White Plains. Instead, she ended up on her way to Boston.
Officials say 24-year-old Javier Palmer in Howard Beach picked up a woman for a ride from Manhattan to White Plains. And after she fell asleep in the back, he allegedly changed her destination on the app from Westchester to Boston, where she awoke, allegedly with his hand underneath her shirt. She was then dumped on I-95 in Connecticut. Palmer faces up to life in prison if found guilty. I'm Sue Dudson on 710 WOR.
Reports say at least 3 members of that hit squad thought to have killed journalist Jamal Khashoggi are members of the security detail for the royal family of Saudi Arabia.
President Trump, though, not ready to point any fingers.
After yesterday, no one should have any doubt how important this relationship is to the Saudis and the length that President Trump will go to protect it. He told the Associated Press that this is another case of guilty until proven innocent, comparing this to the allegations against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Istanbul.
More coming up with Len Berman and Michael Riedel. That's part of the big three today. The FBI taking a look at how the Manhattan DA's office handles high-profile cases and if donations can influence decisions.
Sources tell the Daily News the FBI has been looking into relationships between current and former high-level staff members and private law firms and outside agencies to determine whether there's been undue influence. A red flag was when the DA decided not to go after Harvey Weinstein in 2015 after a model accused him of groping her. Outlet Stockton Rossini, 710 WOR.
Two legislative committees have opened investigations to look at Governor Murphy's hiring of a man who is accused of sexual assault. Albert Alvarez was hired despite allegations from a campaign staffer that he raped her last April. Hundreds of people still missing the week after Hurricane Michael hit Panhandle of Florida. The death toll currently 29, but more than 1,100 people haven't been accounted for. Most of them missing are from Panama City, where that storm hit. No winners for that massive Mega Millions lottery drawing last night, so the jackpot is even bigger now.
Bad news for all those Mega Millions players hoping not to have to go to work this morning. No jackpot winner last night, but now Friday's prize will be worth a record $868 million at least. And don't forget tonight's Powerball drawing. That jackpot, at least $345 million.
That's good fun and Emily Rao. This is brought to you by the band's visit this year's Tony Award winner for Best Musical. Time now for traffic with 35 years.
Still, there are 45-minute delays for that inbound upper deck of the George Washington Bridge. Lower level is going to be 35. If you're heading towards the Lincoln, that is at 20. And the Holland, 45 from the Turnpike, 40 from 1 and 9. We have some issues on the Cross Bronx. That's the reason for that slowdown on the George Washington Bridge inbound upper level. Looks like they've been cleared away, but again, delays remaining. D2E westbound to Crawl into the LIE with a stall vehicle. It's been there for a while, taking out the left-hand lane. And on the Cross Island northbound, Lots Company into Northern Boulevard, a collision blocks one lane. This report is sponsored by the Paul Miller Auto Group. When you hear the name Paul Miller, you may think of the internationally acclaimed Paul Miller Racing Team, or maybe it's the Paul Miller Auto Group with 12 franchises in New Jersey. The Paul Miller Auto Group, one of the largest auto groups in New Jersey, can fit any budget. Visit them online at paulmiller.com. Our next traffic update is coming up in 15 minutes on 710 WOR.
We're going to check out weather and sports next.